And now we are turning to Muscatine and the historic Fairport Fish Hatchery. Construction is happening right now at the 60-acre hatchery, and crews are building a new education pavilion. It'll tell the story of this hatchery that's been on the banks of the Mississippi for more than a century. It was first established back in 1908 to research freshwater mussels and fish in the area, and then the hatchery was added to the National Register of Historic Places in October of last year. Joining us now to discuss all of this is Jim Elias with the Friends of Fairport Fish Hatchery. Jim, thank you so much for being here with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
All right, I gave a brief description, but tell people what this hatchery is. I mean, what did it do, and does it still operate today?
Okay. Well, the quick answer is yes, it's still operational today. It was established in 1908 by an act of Congress because the pearl button industry was one of the largest contributors to the U.S. economy in the early 1900s. And we were already over harvesting the freshwater mussels from not just the Mississippi River, but all of the rivers within the central part of the U.S. And so Congress decided we needed to research if we can grow freshwater mussels fast enough to sustain this pearl button industry. And so they established this Fairport Biological Research Station, which was the first of its kind inland in the United States. And they brought some of the country's premier researchers to town and built this facility, had a fish hatchery, as well as a village of 6 cottages where the director and the researchers lived. And that's literally just across the highway from the hatchery grounds, as we know now.
And is it still operational today?
Yes, the hatchery is operational, and it continues now as part of the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. And they rear northern pike, walleye, bass, and bluegill every spring. And it's completely different operation than it was 100 years ago. However, the freshwater mussel research has picked up again and now continues, and we're actually rearing some baby mussels out there as well.
Amazing. And you're building this education pavilion, so once it's done, what will visitors be able to see and do and explore?
Well, the education pavilion will serve as really kind of the hub for the trail system that we have. We have a north trail and a south trail. The north trail goes across the road up into the hillside where the village was, and we have archaeological ruins of the various cottages and garages. Some of the stairways are still there from where those homes were down to the road. So that's the north trail, and then the south trail kind of meanders down through the Fairport hatchery grounds and down along the river, and it shows more of the operations of what the hatchery did historically and what it's doing now. The education pavilion will be right there at the main entrance, and in it will be a number of informational panels that explain all of the history of the hatchery, why it was built, what they did there, what we do at the hatchery today, and then also some of the information about the current freshwater mussel research. It has a timeline that shows all of the important things that happened there over the last 120 years almost. Mm-hmm. In the 1940s, during World War II, the hatchery, the laboratory building served as a barracks for a prisoner of war camp where some German prisoners of war lived and went to work at the Heinz factory in Muscatine.
So it's had a wild history over the last 100 years, and its story continues with this new education pavilion. Jim, thank you so much for joining us here today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
For you guys at home, to share this story, you can find the online article version on our website underneath the As Seen on TV tab.